And we're live. Hey everybody, it's Ace Attorney. Nothing happened
Whoa,
for
we're
the
live!
last 7 minutes or so. Everything's fine.
Hi everyone for the first time.
For
Hello!
For the first time.
If any of you in chat disagree with our narrative, I will have you shadow banned. How do you shadow ban someone? Can
I have no
Can I
idea,
do that? Do I have the power?
but I'll allow it.
What do I ban them, but I do it
Just-
in the dark. Like I turn off the lights in my own home before.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Is that shadow banning? I don't know. Anyway, yeah,
Is this
it's
what
Ace
happens
Attorney.
when you don't allow a specific Sonic character or something? Because I don't know. I was reaching for a Sonic joke there.
Basically, yeah. Then Zeke's went like, well, now I'm gonna call the actual witnesses. It sure is the start of the stream. You're correct, Mulligai. Thank you for noticing.
Hey, Mulligai, welcome to the start of the stream. Aha! See the well, you of course you just got here, Duck Game. It's the very start of the stream. They can't see your mouse on the screen, right? If I can, that's just for me. That's just a treat for me.
Oh no, they can. Yeah, I fixed it. It's fine. I had to move the window to check.
Amazing.
Because I keep this window over the top of the stream window because it shows the same thing.
Got it. All right. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court.
Oh yes.
Oh, I hate them. Oh, she's gonna kill him.
Constable Rowley beat, sir! Nothing to report on the street, sir! Okay, bye. Oh dear.
There he goes.
Patricia B. Is that a pun? I'm assuming you do not want to do this.
I mean, I don't necessarily, but like, I surely can't just give you all of the girls, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can let you have Mr. Weird Sleepy Man if you want.
I mean, no, you know, I'll just do her, but I'll just make her annoying.
Excellent.
As I usually do. All right. How close to a bad Minnie Mouse can I get?
Oh no.
I don't think I can sustain that, actually. I think my voice would give out. I could also do that thing where I just go the opposite and try to make my voice as low as it goes. Just be like, and I... Stupid. See, my voice doesn't go that low either, so it's just kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm stalling for time as my brain races.
Sa.
Name was Pat. His full name is a pun on patrolman.
In his I see. In the fan translate. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. What if I basically do Ron DeLight's wife, whose name I've forgotten, but but she's British instead now.
Instead of being from the East Coast, she's from British.
She's from Britland. Patmany?
I believe it's Pat Mahoney.
Woo! Alright. And I'm Mrs. B. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young town's hero's wife. Gov.
What's the story here?
Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, I hate her eyes. Yeah, 100%.
She definitely did it, right?
%.
Okay, just checking.
Look at this fucking... I hate that her eyes are stars. I don't like her. I like the sleepy guy, though. that he's like got his like chin strap just in his mouth. Apparently he's just eating it. I hope when he gets shocked, his helmet like comes off. In fact, we celebrate. Celebrated.
No, lean into it. It's fine.
You know I'm tempted.
I mean, these people are married.
Like in fact, we celebrated our first anniversary. I'm not gonna be able to get through this.
No, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired.
Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world.
Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually.
I don't feel like that's exactly what I've been doing for the judge, but whatever.
It's fine.
It was more like... It was also more incomprehensible.
It's ever evolving.
Alright. There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all.
I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet. I have collapsed long ago.
I thought you said collapsed a lung for a second.
I'd have collapsed my lung.
But it goes without saying that the patrolman's primary duty is to the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor.
And a man of slumber.
On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat? Yeah, it's white. Fuck! I can't do it, man. It kills me. It hurts so bad. It feels like sticking my hand into hot coals. In fan translation, he was called Pat Rick, and she was called Rolla. Pat Rolla, Patrolla.
Oh, Patricia and Rolly. I get it.
Stop. Why you keep jiggling the screen? What are you doing? What's going on?
I was scooting that out of the way so I could read the chat.
Oh, I see.
I've got the window in kind of an awkward spot.
It's white, sir. Isn't it woe?
Constable Beat, sir. Nothing to report on the street, sir. What a great witness he's going to be. me too, Rionesque.
Very good.
Is it?
I'd like to hear one more less about it now, please. You tell us exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident.
Yes, sir.
He's gonna fall asleep.
Yep, there he goes. Witness testimony. What the witnesses saw. This is you.
Sorry, I was trying to secretly eat my mac and cheese. Listen, I didn't time it exactly right when it was gonna be done. It was our wedding, man. Our wedding anniversary, and while we was taking me out for a meal, there was no time to change.
Oh no.
It's making me think of the I'm just a little guy. It's my birthday.
Oh,
Or that, have you seen the goblin version of that where he's like, I'm just a little goblin. I wouldn't drop good items. Yeah. I love that video. Anyway, two silhouettes to be out in the fog. With the baby in front of us. I'm sorry. I'm really trying not to laugh.
it's hard.
Really hard. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scanning something before running off. Man, I'm dying. And yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it. I will defeat this. I will not let this voice beat me.
Is this better than the JFK voice?
No. The JFK voice was awesome. What do you mean? That's how Von Karma sounds in my head now. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box. I only get 4 XP. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rowie and I hate that she's gonna keep saying Rolly, dude.
I know.
And I both saw him clear as day. Oh, Rowie.
Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say.
Is it?
Artists. Oh dear, this policeman and his wife are claiming to have definitely positively identified Dr. Mr. Natsume at the scene.
Dr. Mr. Natsume.
If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you established in the summation examination will be squashed. Or quashed, in fact. It's death knell, in fact. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place.
What an unfortunate chancing.
My brain kept wanting to say Bahansing, which is nothing.
But chancing is also nothing.
And on your way, chancing.
And
Hang on, I feel like I have to
reset
my...
You're just a little goblin.
I have to reset my judge voice for a second.
It's gone somewhere.
Mr. Right. Mr. Right.
Is that what I do? I don't. Why am
Yeah.
I blanking on this?
No, it sounds good to me.
Oh, Mr. Right. Show the commander. It's not that this British. It's something along these lines, probably.
Yeah, it sounds
I don't know
good.
why it feels off to me.
And on your wedding anniversary, too.
That's Mr. Doctor Professor Natsume to you. Oh, I know. But I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the ward for that. Gosh, the life of a London Bobby sure sounds hard indeed. Sounds very hard indeed. I'm just not reading the actual sentences as they appear. I don't know what's happening.
Your brain
I
is
think
just sort
work
of
has
glossing
broken
over
me.
them. Taxes have finally done it.
Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon.
What do you mean by that?
My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under oath it was without a doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less, so you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure. Mowe.
Except that the man's so tired his wife has to do all the talking.
I don't preamble about rule of events.
That feels better. That feels more like where I'm supposed to be.
There you go. You got
I
it.
wasn't letting my jaw be slack enough. It's a real like just like spilling words out of your gullet kind of voice.
Right.
Permit results examination, please.
It's real jowly,
Yes, my lord.
I gotta say. I hope I talk this way when I'm an old man.
What the witnesses saw. When Mr. Roll was taking me out for a meal, there was no time to change after work. Hold it! No time to change after work, you say? Are you also a member of the police, Mrs. Beat?
I know it's me, mac and cheese again.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Listen,
I've eaten enough chicken sandwiches on this stream that I can't judge you.
true. All right, I'm back. I do like that they have matching scarves.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Anyways, they're also really like poor.
Yeah, you
based
can
on
tell, just
how
like,
Patrick all their shit
yeah.
is. Or maybe they're just thrifty and saving their millions.
Probably not.
Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply.
Well, I think you can probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you?
I think Wowie looks so ever handsome in his uniform. It suits you down to the ground, doesn't it, darling?
It's a long shared scarf. Oh, that's even better. Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, it is.
Huh.
What? Oh, I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station. I was actually planning to get... I did it without even thinking, Josh. I think I have to roll with it now. I was actually planning on getting changed there. Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy.
I didn't notice when she first pulled on the scarf that it's attached, but
Yeah.
it totally is.
F.
Oh no, Wowie. I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in
Oh my
plain
god, is
clothes.
she gonna have that face blindness thing?
Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy.
While we're here to report, we'll go for a meal after the official bit for the day, correct?
That's right, sir, yes. Although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet. But policing is my wife, sir. As long as I'm the proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and my queen to the end. What's that now? My warrant card, sir. Proof I'm a London copper. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it, as a reminder to all of us policemen of our sworn duty. To police the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir, and for such a noble cause, I'd cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without a grumble. Because I know that the prodding of my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure. So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then. But sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. B put us up with a word being married to a bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. Aw. Oh, Pat. Oh, boy.
Oh, Wowie.
Oh, dear.
Oh, what a charming couple. Their young love is such a joy to behold.
If a little over the top, perhaps.
And then, can you describe what happened next?
Two silhouettes appeared out of the fog. Hold it! Two silhouettes?
That's right. They were coming towards us, walking up Wire Road in the opposite direction. There was a rather plump figure followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man.
That does sound exactly like the victim as pictured in this print, and like Mr. Natsume.
Yes, unfortunately it does.
And you're certain that at that time there was nobody else nearby? Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there were streetlights on Wire Road, you see. there was streetlights.
I know.
This stream's just gonna be me making myself laugh for like 30 minutes.
No.
It's getting a little easier to not laugh at it, but it's really hard at certain words.
You just have to like fall into it, and it becomes it's not even weird anymore after a certain point.
There was nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling?
It looks like she fucking snaps his neck every time she does that.
Yeah, the
Oh.
crunch noise
Oh,
is
yeah.
crazy.
Oh, yes, that's what. Of course, there was a white fog on the ground. But boy, a world is dead straight. You could see a ferry wound away down the pavement. And then there was the street lighting as well. I didn't see any other pedestrians.
Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer please, Mr. Beat. Are you quite sure of what you just said?
Yes, sir. As a copper who spends all day every day keeping watch of the streets, I swear to it, sir. I'm as sure as my wealth for Patricia is true. Oh, Pat.
Oh, wowie.
They're still maintaining there was no one else around other than the victim and the attacker. It's starting to seem like that must be how it really happened.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere to run.
Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He fled the scene all too convincingly.
There are also streets lefts.
Right now, I believe we have a reasonably good idea of the situation as to what it's it now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed?
So, I mean, it's seeming like they did see this, but that the person had to have not been Mr. Natsume, and he had to have been on the other road and just happened to be behind that other old man. But his books were there. So it's
That
weird.
means it wasn't Christmas.
What if it was that Shakespeare dipshit?
Well, those two have to come back into this at some point, right?
I assume. Hold it! Scattered something. What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But when I got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling?
God, the snap.
Crunch!
What? Oh, yes, that's what. It was some old books.
I see, more books.
Yes, sir. The culprit had dropped a number of them. All around where the victim lay on the pavement.
But really bigger than this hell rabbit, right?
That one Japanese man did that when he did the deed.
Hold it. Let's not forget that it
Objection.
remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker. But we saw him. It was a man in the dark without a question, sir. The mustache, the hunched back, the cat-like eyes, the taut mouth, the snub nose. Everything. Any more insults you want to throw in?
That's right. He looked at that poor defenseless woman with those terrifying intense eyes. And then suddenly threw his books on the pavement and ran away.
I see. This is tough. They seem as though they're telling the truth here.
May I remind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now please, continue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing anything incorrect here so far. Yay, sir! Bleh, there he goes. Went for help at a nearby police car. Hold it!
We went straight over there.
Was it your husband
Mr.
who went to fetch
Warrior.
help?
No, I went. Well, I may not be a police officer myself, but I am the proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling?
Oof.
What? Oh, yes, that's right. I asked Mrs. Beat to go. I was off duty by that point, but the Bobbies never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene.
How does this guy pick up the conversation every time? That's amazing.
Maybe he just hears it
You know
in
what I
his
mean?
sleep.
Like he must be just like sort of like half sleeping.
Just in a
or
fugue
something.
state all the
Be-
time.
Because like she wakes him up and he's like, "Yep, that's exactly yep," and he like picks up right where she's left off.
I don't know, Mr. Meat. But there in the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance.
That's why I said Patricia, you see. Oh no. Ah,
Normally
I
I'd make
told her
fun
where
of
to
you, but
find-
that was very in character.
that's why I sent Patricia, you see. I told her where to find the white police box. Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box?
Oh hey,
Depends on the
it's
crime's
the
location,
Phoenix
you see.
Wright thing.
As to who deals with it, where the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat. So I told Patricia to wait to the police box for the beat the incident fell under, so she could go and report it.
I went there as quick as
Oh no.
I went there as quickly as I could, and I asked for help from Will Bobby on duty. There's nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know.
And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of 2 model citizens.
I don't think they did it.
Oh, please. You're making us blush, isn't he, darling?
Crunch.
Yes, sir. What Patricia said, sir. Let's move on, shall we?
Seems like you address me by my husband's rank car sticker. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Hold it.
Like, she'd be the one being like,
Military wives have it just as tough as everyone on duty.
it's like,
No. But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of gas street lamps,
it
would
is
you?
tough. It is a tough job. Oh, she angry.
We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you know.
Right.
Away from the street lamps was more than enough.
You should have stopped me from doing this voice.
And my husband already told you that the frog was only white, didn't he?
Yes, and what of the fog?
But yeah, just in case I accidentally push out any military wives from the potential stream audience, is a tough job. Just not always as tough as being an active war.
Yeah.
It depends, though. But Mole Guy is absolutely spot on.
Well, I was walking across the globe,
Oh no. Wait a second.
Oh
across
no!
the globe, I believe. It's absolute many years what you have to live with it, of course.
Oh god, stop!
Oh, it is, it is. What is sick? You can't even see your hand at the end of your own arm.
Yes, alright, I take your point. Now, could you stop shaking your husband about?
The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see.
That's okay.
That's why we can tell you for sure and certain it was that little Japanese band we saw. Can't we, darling?
Crap.
What? Oh, yes, it was the accused, no mistake. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the taut mouth, the snub nose. Unmistakable, sir. As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. It was Sosuke-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony?
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they saw. Say they saw. Fuck.
Saw what they say they saw.
Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road
I
that
can see
day.
why people would think that they would saw what they see. They said they saw. Yes, I feel the same.
So if that's true, where does it leave us?
The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony.
Oh no, then what do we do?
If Kazuma-sama were here,
What are you trying to say?
I think he would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony.
What do you mean somewhere else?
Their statements about seeing Mr. Natsume are unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them, to make the jury doubt the pair's memory of the day is accurate.
Oh, right.
Ah, actual lawyer tactics. But simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in these statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early and unfavorable conclusion.
Ugh, why do I always seem to be so up against it? It's in your blood.
Mr. Warrior, sir? Can I ask you something?
Oh, yes, of course. What is it?
That one was incredibly tough to get through.
Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so... It seems like you don't believe our
Oh, this is
Aw.
adorable, actually. Alright. These two have grown on me significantly
know.
more than I expected. I
just had-
kind of like them.
We just had to wait for them to talk a little bit and like do stuff.
Like this is good. I like
This is good
this.
shit.
I like this. I still don't like that her eyes are stars. I get
Well, it's because-
why they are.
It's
but
because they're the
she's got stars
lovey-dovey
around her.
couple.
yeah.
He's actually got them too.
But-
It's just his eyes are mostly shut.
Yes. Just wank on.
Is that why? Is it? Well, out with it.
What? No, no, no. Oh no, it's really not that at all.
My husband's a policeman, remember? And I know what I saw. I remember every last detail, everything, like... Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped?
They're not gonna be the. They're not gonna be the.
I could
correct
tell you the
books.
names of every single one I could. Every single one.
Oh God, stop!
And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is?
That will do, Mister.
No, it won't do at all. That Japanese warrior has no idea what I'm capable of. He rather decided to forgive him for assaulting us. I don't think for a moment that Rowie will.
I really didn't mean to cause offense. Please put your husband's fists down.
The judge is off kilter.
Perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Miss B. Might that appease you?
Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. Wouldn't it, darling?
She's gonna do it to him again. Oh, nope. She'll let him go that
The
time.
names of the 4 books, but there were only 3.
But there were
books.
only 3 books! Wait, shouldn't you do hold it first?
Actually,
Just
he
to
only,
see what...
he only
she
bought
actually
3
says.
books.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, can't we do a hold it just to, like, get more
Yeah,
information
hold
on
it.
the statement first?
Yes, we know that there were books dropped at the scene of the crime, as you say.
What if there was another man on another block doing similar actions? That's why it depends on nobody near. I feel like it's
that
gonna
would be-
have to be something like that.
I feel like that much would be
Right?
too much even for this game.
Probably, but there's gonna be something in that vein
It's-
at
yeah.
least. Those purchased by the accused at the nearby second-hand bookshop on the day in question.
After I'd been to police box for help, I decided to have a good walk over the area for good measure.
You know, it's never explicitly told. Yeah, that's storytelling through visuals is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't bring up that these two are poor. It's
But
just
they
obvious.
definitely are.
It's just obvious from the way that all their shit's patchwork, and they have one big scarf, and his bobby helmet is dented.
Can't even give him a new Bobby
It's
helmet.
good.
Do you also
Right?
like that his Bobby helmet's got a heart on it?
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's good shit.
I'm a proud policeman's wife after all. I did it for Rowie.
I wish I
And
hadn't given
what
her a
was your
shitty
hus-
voice now. I thought I was gonna hate her.
And what was your husband doing at the time?
Oh, he was lying face down in the snow, getting some well-deserved rest. He works ever so hard, you know. Ever so hard, don't you, my darling?
Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime.
Oh, he was passed out in the fucking snowbank, you know. Bobby, but I thought his name was Pat.
Well, his name is Rolly. You fool.
Well, his is Rolly in this one.
Yeah.
They apparently were opposite in the fandom, which is kind of interesting.
Well, Mrs. Big Green, as we read the quote with the tales of your father's recollection, why don't we look hard to recount the titles of the books you observed at the scene?
I'd be happy to. Now are you all listening? There was the picture of Monsieur somebody or other, and what's its yearnings? And then there was, a meal for someone. And the last one was definitely the thingamy's something.
Those 3 of those were close. Yeah, she got
Yeah.
yearnings. So the
There is
thingamy's
just one
something is
missing.
not something we know about.
Yeah, it's also not a book he bought.
Also, that first book. Hey, go back to that first book real quick. On the list.
It was picture of Monsieur.
No.
in the
In the court record. Looks like it says Lecoq. I'm sorry. I'm not.
You see?
Yes, I see there are 1 or 2 holes in your memory.
Oh well. They were along those lines, I'm quite sure.
There were indeed the books found at the scene with titles along those lines, as you put it.
Well, what did I tell you? So I think it's very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling?
Whoa!
Oh my God!
Says my situation will have me to answer to.
Dude, he's ready to fucking go, dude. His wife wakes him up like, my honor's been challenged. He's like, I'll fucking kill someone, I will. I'll do one now. You think I fucking won't? You what? Hit you with the bomb.
And then it cuts back to this man going terrifying.
Terrifying.
Yes, she really is. That's it, is it?
What do you think, Mr. Naruto?
It's repeating the
Blah
same
blah
shit.
blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Now I'm gonna eat some mac and cheese. Hang on a second.
Well, I mean, I think we present the book receipt because he only had 3 books. Because, like, even if we look at this, they'll probably just go like, oh, there's a book on the other side of the body, but he only bought 3 books.
Yeah. So whose book was the 4th book?
Objection! So, you're saying that there were 4 books.
That's right. I remember all of them. The picture of Monsieur somebody, what's its yearnings, a meal for someone, and the thingamy something.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. But there is a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours.
Oh no. What for?
Simply that at the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4.
What?
This is the receipt from the bookshop where the defendant bought his books.
Your books?
No, his books.
But they're not my books.
God damn it.
Nice.
Yes, and it details
Nice.
Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. But as you can see, only 3 books are listed.
Only 3? But no, that can't be. I remember seeing them.
Was one of them his book? God damn it.
There are 4 books, I tell you. 4 dirty old books.
Oh, really?
I
Have a
really
good
like
look at
when
this
she
photographic
uses
print of the scene of the
Him
crime.
as like a puppet.
It's really good. As you can
It's
clearly
really
see from
good.
this evidence as well, there are only 3 books.
But I just don't believe it.
Ah!
I saw him, yeah, I swear it, I saw them.
No, madam, I'm afraid your powers of observation cannot be relied upon. So it cannot be denied that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no!
I love how he just wiggled into the fucking... Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh no.
I am going to stab you, and I'm going to make it hurt. It's plainly evident that it is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nepalese friend.
What?
Here we go. He's ready.
Is he gonna throw it or is he gonna crush it?
I'm just gonna let him simmer it for a second. Let him swirl it, you know. He never gives it enough time to aerate before he destroys it.
Before he ruins it anyway.
What cannot be denied here is these 2 witnesses saw the accused running away from the scene. A fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving.
Ah,
So you've striven to avert attention from that by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies.
maybe.
Would that be fair?
He sees right through me.
But your plan has somewhat recoiled against you.
What are you talking about? I mean, you proved that his 3 books were there.
It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony, in every respect.
Oh,
You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene on Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found.
Objection! But what about the photographic print? It's behind her. It only shows 3 books.
Quite right, only 3 can be seen in that print.
That print? You
Got him.
mean to say?
I
There
have
they-
an updated print, you motherfucker! Yeah! Yeah! He does!
God
Allow
damn
me
it.
to present another. One that shows the victim's hand.
The Lion's Pride. Why does
Wait.
that sound familiar?
That's the book on the mantelpiece of Fuckman's room.
It's also
Stupid
burned
moon,
in one corner.
moon-shaped man. Yeah, because his house went on fire.
Yeah. Oh, right. He was throwing books. His wife was throwing books out the window.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Is it their books? I don't believe it.
it's gotta be.
It's the 4th book.
Right, no, that's definitely his book, because remember?
Yeah.
Like, one of the books on his mantle or something. There's something
there
related
was
to
a
Lion's
lion.
Pride there.
There was a lion statue.
Well, yeah, he had...
And he had
he
been
had
to
a
a secondhand
lion.
bookshop to buy books.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he even specifically name-dropped a Lion's Pride, because that sounds directly familiar.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. As you will observe. The 4th book was hidden from view in that original print by the victim's torso.
No. No! Brat.
Order, order.
yeah, you see? Look at that. Look.
Yes.
No, she said the thingamy's something, which
is-
the Lion's Pride.
I guess. Yeah. Close
It was
enough.
the worst of them, don't worry. I mean, the other ones were closer, but it's at least in the same ish vein, I think.
It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling?
Yes, sir. Patricia's always white, sir.
Let us study the receipts for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Mrs. Beats, the titles once again, if you please.
Oh yes, of course. The picture of Monsieur somebody or other.
The picture of Monsieur Lecoq.
What's its yearnings?
Canterbury Yearnings.
A meal for someone.
A meal for Gabriel. Gabriel. Whatever. In fact. Gaburi there. Gabagool. Lay over here.
The meal for Gabagool.
A meal for Gabagool. As the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details. Mrs. Beats' powers of recollection can only be described as exceptional.
Did you hear that, Wowie? The gentleman paid me a compliment.
Yes, sir. Forward, sir. Patricia is followers. But there's only 3 books on the receipt, and Mrs. Beat mentioned 4.
You're slow. There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly the 4th book is that which is shown in this photographic print.
I'm sorry, Captain, but does that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt?
It's not his book.
She's the gift of approximate knowledge of many things. It's not odd. It's not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim.
The victim was holding her own book?
I wonder what became of that 4th book.
Do you have it?
Obviously,
Can I
it
look
wasn't
at it?
overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence.
Give it. Give it to me. I want to look at it right now.
Hang on there, son. You'll omit that in the aforementioned photographic print to the council, please, council. To the court, please, council. Whatever.
Inosuke just makes grabby hands at Van Zeek's like, give me book.
Give book.
Give book. Need book now.
My pleasure, my lord.
The second crime scene photo has been added to the court record. The 4th book has been added to the court record. Gimme. I'm mashing the button. I'm mashing the look at evidence button. Yep.
There's gotta be something here. We definitely look at the burned shit. Oh, look at this. The book has been badly burnt.
You're right. You'd never be able to read it in this state, especially not the latter pages.
What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently.
A book recently damaged by fire. Why does that seem to raise a red flag with me? There we go.
Red flag?
The 4th book's information has been updated to the court record. Is there anything? Can I, like, open it or at all?
You
Probably
can click
not.
on, like, the title. That was glowing. Let me see. It's a book entitled The Lion's Pride.
I'm afraid I don't know any English literature at all, so it wouldn't be something I've heard. Wait a minute. The Lion's Pride? That's strange. I think I have heard of a book by that name before, and very recently, too.
It's just in his distant mind, he just hears like, yes.
It's my book.
It's my book. And he's just like, oh no. It's a title I recognize too, Mr. Naruto.
I guess that'll come up
They're not
later.
gonna say why, are they?
No, it's not important yet.
The prosecution arrests.
We're smart too fast, Josh. That's our problem.
Yeah. That's
game
it.
needs us to be
That's
dumber.
what it is. I have nothing further to add.
What?
Boy. You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. the spurious longer route to the accused lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination, and the attempted discrediting of my witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination.
Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I?
You see, everything we said is true.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, my darling?
Yes, Pat. Marry me, Pat.
What?
Excuse me?
Huh?
So, perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions. Should the court waste any more time on this Nepalese travesty? Or is it the decision you have to make? Or is the decision you have to make all too apparent already? You have heard all of the witnesses and seen all of the evidence.
I doubt that very much, but fine.
This trial has run its course.
Mr. Naruto, I'm afraid we are in a terribly precarious position.
I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way now, it could very well just make matters worse. Think, Ryunosuke, think. What do you do now? I assume raise an objection.
Well, I think you have to raise an objection, don't you? Because, like, otherwise he's gonna rap, isn't he?
Yeah, I assume so. I mean, we've got hearts to spare.
Objection!
Objection! I'm not done yet.
No, my learned friend. It's over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense. And you failed. Well, he's gonna rap, isn't he? In West Transylvania, born and raised.
God damn it. In the courtroom is where I spent the most of my days.
Chilling out the Maxon, relaxing all cool, smashing some wine glasses down by the pool. Oh man. Why was that the funniest thing we've done all night?
I don't know.
The die has been cast. There is no more room for debate.
Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but
You could have rhymed that with fool. It occurred to me right after I said pool. I was like, I should rhyme that with fool.
damn.
Like literally the instant I said it. But listen, I'm bad at freestyling. It's not one of my gifts.
I can't think of what to say.
Especially not when I'm trying to be a vampire. If I may, Lord Van Zeeks. Because then I could have said, like, throwing some wine glasses at these fools. I need an extra syllable in there, I think. I burned down one. I burned to death one man, and the court got scared. We don't know that he did that.
Yeah.
What was the name? What was his? It was the Reaper of.
Reaper of the Bailey.
Where are we again?
Reaper
the
of
Bailey.
the Bailey.
I feel like we could work that in too. We should make this an entire parody. Put it up on the chat.
Yeah, we'll think about it. Write it down in our free time.
It seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point.
Damn.
To that bad parody. Yeah, but when are we gonna make a sequel to Everything Equals 4? That's what the people really want to know.
Is it?
Could you imagine? What if we just did a shot-for-shot remake of it somehow?
That'd be impressive.
That'd be
considering
hard.
I live like thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
And I no longer have a basement because I live in Florida.
See? 2 + 2 = 4. Everything's 4. Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. You know my nickname is Lawless Hole. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this. VTuber models? Oh hell yeah, I'm just a ball.
I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable.
-1, that's 3 quick maths. Everyday man's on the block. Smoke trees. Whatever happened to Big Shack?
I don't know.
I guess his time came and went, really. 2 + 2 is 4. -1, that's 3 quick maths. You can change my eyes to 4s.
Could do that.
Mr. Naruto.
One of this land's great volume proves his tolerance. So the court will hear you, madam.
Sure.
That seems unlikely, but sure.
Sure. Okay, yeah, whatever, man. Go ahead, Mr. Zato, please.
Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter which you see fit to pursue further? Your mom? Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished.
I see. How do you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you?
Mr. Naruto, what do you think? It's just possible that with this new evidence, might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their leanings in a moment. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So we must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible.
Yes, I understand. I already did it, in fact. And thank you, Miss Susato. This is it. Susato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste. The
I
defense
could
wishes
represent
to
any
present
number
evidence,
0
my
through
lord.
10 with just the number 4. It's true.
Very well. Let me present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a preserved insight to the case and has hitherto been overlooked.
I mean, it's not this. It's going to be the book,
so?
which is now burnt because we
Is
thoroughly...
It should just be the
I'm gonna,
book, right?
Real quick, I'm going to examine this, but you can't, like, get further insight into these.
No.
Take that! The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene. The 4th book, found in the victim's hand.
We have already discussed the 4th book at length. Other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know.
Ah!
Yes, I'm afraid, Captain, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. But I'll afford you this opportunity. You led the court to believe the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. I must insist that you elaborate, Counsel. You identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear?
I thought we were in a fail state there for a second. Oh, yes, my lord.
Yeah, I
It's,
did too. Mr. Naruto, I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence. Which means you may very well be on the right track.
Yes, I think you might be right.
No, Counsel. But are there ways of wild clue in this case? Was this 4th book concealed?
Well, the burn.
Got it! I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question.
Back, what are you? Good gracious! It's been burnt to a crisp.
So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing.
I mean, true though.
Objection!
Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my Nipponese friend?
Oh,
Where do I... Were I to concede the point? If it bears no relation to the case, there's nothing to discuss. So, should you wish to assert this fire damage is some veiled clue as to what happened that day, pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this charred book hide?
a charred book. There is just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. It's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory.
Don't keep on waiting any longer, Council. Explain this theory of yours. What are you exactly you can ascertain from the fire damage to the soil damage suffered?
The owner.
The owner.
The owner.
My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth. About the book's owner.
I beg your pardon. Beg your pudding.
But we already know who that book belongs to.
God.
The victim was whipping in her hand as she fell to the floor. After all, it's obviously hers.
The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand is yet to be answered. However, as to the questions of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has very credible answers.
Oh, gracious. How can you possibly?
Very well. I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise.
That's how the prosecutors always get
But-
caught. They play along instead of just going, no, this is bullshit.
You are a bullshit. You are a charlatan and I hate you. Shut up. Be quiet. But do remember, the members of the jury may well burn you if your little gamble goes awry.
I hope the offensive book is very likely to improve the far outcome of the trial. From the other court, Harry claims the owner of this book.
Well, we know him.
Yeah.
There he
It's
is.
John
Garrideb.
Garrideb. Take that! The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who own the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb. Oh.
Is this gonna get into something?
Did they
is this gonna
actually
get into
throw
something
the
weird
knife
because-
out the window?
Yeah, she
While
was throwing cutlery.
shit? Yeah. And it was right around the time
Like
when they were walking by, too.
Yes, that I did notice that. They couldn't see anything because of the smoke outside, but maybe they
Right.
tossed. Maybe the knife got thrown out when she was fucking just tossing shit around the room,
Yeah.
and or maybe the book fell at first and they bent over to pick it up. Whoever got stabbed, and then shunk.
Then a knife fell on them.
Also, is this gonna get into anything weird because she's on the jury right
Yeah,
now?
that's an excellent question.
The landlords.
And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know, but... Of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty in this courtroom today is none other than Mrs. Garrideb herself. Oh my goodness, me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm
the
not
maid.
Mr. Garrideb's wife. I'm dismayed. Things would be so much easier if you would just drop the pretense. Alright then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garrideb's house? I would never presume to know all the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused landlady, you say. You implicate this hard-working member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence. Your actions are unforgivable.
Objection! This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Garridob's house.
Good lord, what sort of incident, Counsel?
A fire, my lord.
When it was, in the blink of the eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke, couldn't see a valley thing. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. Valley furniture started going up as well. Worst of it, I lost my favorite.
Ah.
Book called The Lion's Pride.
Yeah, see, he said it.
Yeah.
The Lion's Pride. Oh, he looks pissed.
My will, the same goal, it's the subject of debate.
Oh dear me.
This is... Sorry,
Wizable.
my brain... Weezable? my brain actually ground to a halt when I read the word reasonable. Because of that.
Because of fucking biggest
Goddamn.
dickus.
Fucking biggest dickus, dude. And Sussus Amogus, the sequel. The meme-quel.
The screen was stabbed on
Ugh.
the other side of the street from the Garrido residence. But why did she have a burned book, though? Also, shut up, Malagai. Let us be
Yeah,
smart,
but if
damn
they were
you.
throwing... If they were throwing shit, it could have angled.
Yeah.
We don't know how thunderous it was.
We don't know the...
Listen, it's our theory.
She has been called the Beast.
Yeah. Because she was... Didn't they say at one point that she was straight up throwing things out the window? Or am I just
Correct.
making that up?
Correct. They did...
I thought she was just
remember
tossing
that.
shit. Yeah. So I think... I mean, the angle is actually correct then. Because if she was throwing it, then it wouldn't have stabbed someone directly below the window. They would have had to be a little distance away. And also, currently this is the only way that we know, because if we're to believe the poor couple, then there were only 2 people on the street. So,
Yeah.
this is the only other solution that we have at the moment that would allow there to be 2 people on the street that does not have Mr. Natsume being the stabber.
Right. Unless it was one of them, but I don't think it is.
I don't think it is, no. This is reasonable. All you've told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in a fire. In which case, it would be reasonable to assume that it was burnt to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime.
Perhaps
No, I
it would
know how
make
it
more
removed
sense
itself.
if I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Garrido was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Garrido even amid the flames. Ah.
Oh, how awful. I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Wowie?
Absolutely not, sir. My Patricia will never raise a finger against me, sir.
Well, that's not true, per se, but...
I know my favorite novels in that own case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Woof! Up in smoke. I know I've started hurling things at me. I was.
Back up against the window.
I was back up against the window.
Do you find it visible when I say that's visible? God, I love that scene so much, Steven.
It's really good.
Biggest dickus.
I love the behind the scenes thing that people talk about, where apparently the guards were told that if they laughed, they would be fired for the day and not paid. So they were trying like desperately not to laugh as this guy was like, "When I say the name, Biggus, Dickus." She wouldn't lay a finger. She would use a scarf though. True.
True.
Under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen. A man had his back up against the window. I even had burning books thrown at him. Order scrapers. Are you suggesting that the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
Yes. When's he gonna use his leg?
This is the stupidest fucking thing I have ever. Next, you want to interrogate the parrot.
Maybe.
No. A thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incident. And there is no report of the Garrib's windows pane being broken.
That's quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the Garrib household. But is it not conceivable that the window was open at the time and...
Not even remotely. Let us not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. Maybe open up the window because there was smoke.
Yeah.
No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter.
Ah!
Under the red boss a scenario in all seriousness, Council. Do you honestly claim the book found scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Garrib's wife?
Yeah, 100%.
I believe it's a possibility, my lord.
That's quite enough.
Said someone. It's yeah.
Oh, it's her.
Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreign trickster. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward, a mean coward. Really? Claiming our little tiff set the whole neighborhood alight, honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? It's nothing to do with this beastly case, not any of it. All you've done is sully our family's name. No, I assure you that was never my intention. Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense? I should box your ears, that's what I should do. It's utterly unforgivable.
Sorry. Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese, yeah.
Listen, it's been very slow going trying to get through my bowl of mac and cheese. Now I know I should do this in Fair Play's voice, but my voice does want to go too, right?
Can you believe that shit?
Oh, Mulligai has
what?
resubbed for 27 months. Thank you, Mulligai.
Sussasamogus! Sussasamogus!
Sussasamogus.
Sussasamogus! 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 I hope someday I'm like aged, I'm decrepit. I've turned into an elderly wisp of a man. And unfortunately I have like severe like Alzheimer's and or dementia or something like that. And the only things I remember are vague snippets of memes from 80 years ago.
Here we go.
Well, that would make me 100. Let's say 60 years ago. I'm just like in some sort of retirement home, and I'm just like, Sussasamogus. And they're like, what the fuck is he doing? What is that?
How long have we got here now? Listen to this snoop on these spouting these fancy warm theories. But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could have possibly stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with the mustache. Many ran away from the scene too.
I do declare you're too right. It's true. Yes, what did I tell you?
Makes sense to me.
Sorry, what's that?
Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Vandix?
Is this the most recent Ace Attorney game, by the way, or is there one?
There
That's come out
there
since
was
this.
there was one out since so this is actually 2 games technically. I want to say
Oh, I
Spirit
see.
of Justice came out after this though, originally.
I was just wondering if they're planning on doing more with the jury mechanic. Probably not, but I
They
like it.
didn't in Spirit of Justice. They had like a different mechanic, but the jury mechanic I think they actually started in the Professor Layton X Phoenix Wright game.
Ah, Professor Wright.
Yeah, him.
Phoenix Layton.
Phoenix Layton. Ace Detective. Ace Puzzle
In
Man.
truth, my
He's an
lord.
archaeologist. Ace Archaeologist. There we go.
I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. But then, one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage.
No, wait! The mystery of the 4th book still hasn't been... There it is.
There it is. If books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time.
What, no forgive the discourtesy this time?
I meant the discourtesy this time.
This time I was rude on purpose.
I hate you, Blay.
Bleh.
For that was, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now make your individual decisions regarding the written culpability for the culprit.
Guilty.
Uh-oh.
Guilty.
Uh-oh.
Guilty.
At least he looks sorry about it.
Guilty.
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 Well. Can we do a summation examination again?
A second one. Whoosh.
Thank you for that unambiguous response.
That's twice now. It's over.
Mr. Naruto, don't give up.
Eh? Mrs. Sato?
Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet.
You're not suggesting...
Of course.
Oh, literally, though. Another one.
Literally every time. The defense has the right to another summation examination at this point. Among Us memes are one of those memes that are buried in so many layers of irony that comes back around to being unironically funny. Yeah,
Right.
I've just given up trying to figure out what irony level I'm at anymore. It's like that Inception. I'm just keep going down layers and I've lost where I began, honestly.
At this point, I just laugh.
You could still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance.
My lord, the defense asked to exercise its right to a summation examination.
Are you for real right now? You believe you still have tricks up your sleeves.
I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to
My
uncover
silly
the truth.
Nipponese friend.
There's no time to be
tricks are for
downcast.
kids.
As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. To be continued.
Ooh.
Do we want to take a pause
Are we
here?
gonna continue? Yeah, I think we might want to pause here. I think it seems like a good spot to leave off. I like breaking this up like when it makes sense more than
Just
just
and
makes
now,
it flow better in the long run.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
Because now we pick up right at the summation examination, number 2.
all right. Well, that's gonna do it for us tonight, then, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow for Yakuza, probably, unless Swissy's not around. In which case, maybe we'll play Stardew Valley. Who knows?
We'll play a little Stardew Valley.
Maybe we'll just play a little bit of Stardew Valley.
A little bit Stardew Valley.
Just a little bit. Anyway,
Stardew Valley.
anyway, have a good night, everyone. Bye. Oh, fuck buttons.
See.
Oh,
but-
bye.